The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel welcomes you to this edition of the Mayors and Supervisors Weekly Update, brought to you by...
Each week, our community makes history. Each week, you make history. And each week, there's only one source to turn to for the first take on history. You know what that is? Subscribe to the Sentinel right now to discover the history being made in your own backyard.
The Mendon-Honeoye Falls-Lima Sentinel. More than just your news, it's your history.
Welcome, everyone, to another fantastic week of the Mayors and Supervisors Update. I'm Chris Carosa here live and almost in person, and I'm with the Sentinel, and you all know that. So let's get started with the Mayors and the Supervisors, starting with the Mayor of Scottsville, Eileen Hansen. Eileen, how are we doing in Scottsville?
Well, it's the biggest thing this week in Scottsville is we've been getting the budget finalized. So that's what I'm going to talk a little bit about. The board finished preparing the budget this week for the 2021-2022 fiscal year, and it's available to the public on our website. The public hearing on the budget will be held at our regular board meeting on April 13th, Tuesday, and the meeting opens at 6:30 p.m. and will be held remotely. The public can join the meeting through the link. And again, the budget this year is under the tax cap, so we're happy about that. Our organizational meeting is going to be held this Monday for the new 2021-2022 year, April 5th at 6 p.m. Again, this meeting will be held remotely and will just be the organizational details we have to get settled for the coming year. And even though we had a bit of snow this week, luckily it's all melted, at least around here. It is spring cleanup time, so remember to bundle in short lengths those sticks and tie them up and bag your yard debris for the DPW to pick up. We'll have more about Arbor Day on May 1st in the coming weeks. There's some activities. I know they're doing a Love Your Park, and I know the DPW is planning a electronic recycling. So we'll give you some more details on that in the coming weeks. And like I said, the biggest thing this week was making sure we had the budget in line. So that's all we have for this week.
All right. Thanks,
Happy
Eileen.
Easter.
Happy Easter to you, too. Todd, West Bloomfield, how are we doing there?
We're doing well. Looking outside, the snow is on its way out, finally having departed from trying to make a comeback last week. A couple of things from the town perspective. We are starting to look at reserving the pavilion in Prouty Park and the field. So the sports teams are starting to make their requests. So if you are part of any organization that's looking to utilize the fields in Prouty Park, send an email to me and or the town Highway Superintendent Jeff Ball. Will make sure we can coordinate schedules, etc. The pavilion does have a rental fee. We're working on how we're going to deal with the cleaning afterwards in regards to COVID and all of the current, at that point in time, CDC guidance, etc., etc. But we want to make sure that we continue to make the facilities available for folks as they want to start getting outside as summer is getting closer and closer. Want to just make a couple comments in regards to the burn ban. A reminder that burn ban, no open burning, still in effect. We have had one or two brush fires within town, so thank you to the fire departments for their response, but that continues to be an issue. So just a reminder that that is currently in effect. Our communication to residents, looking for folks to fill positions on the planning and zoning boards and starting to work on our comprehensive plan. I have started to get some phone calls and some emails, so thank you for those who have already responded, and look forward to hearing from more of the residents of the town of West Bloomfield looking to get more engaged with the town, so appreciate that. From the county perspective, at our board meeting last night, we moved forward with the reduction in the Uber Grubhub fees to 15% and 5%, like some surrounding counties and other municipalities have done across the state. Whether that's going to help, the restaurant owners are kind of split. Some are happy to take advantage of it instead of having to create their own delivery service. Others are afraid that being as remote as we are in some portions of Ontario County, that those residents might then have no delivery. So that was been a pretty lengthy debate over the last couple of months. And we also put forth to the state again a change to the occupancy tax rate. Historically, it's been 4 rooms or more. We've requested for, I think, about the last 15 years to reduce that so that the B&Bs, the 1, 2, and the VRBOs, et cetera, are starting to pay occupancy tax. In Ontario County, that occupancy tax goes to funding our tourism agency, which helps to generate more awareness of Ontario County and brings those visitors to the county. So having everyone that's having out of county visitors helping to pay into that. And then any additional monies raised will be going towards supporting the parks and the waterways within the county for those visitors to take advantage of. And finally, on the COVID front, seeing that slight uptick in the positivity rate, specifically among some of the younger folks. Please just stay vigilant. If you aren't vaccinated, please make sure that you're wearing a mask and washing your hands and maintaining social distances as you can. Even if you have been vaccinated, still encourage doing that. If you end up in a group setting or something, it's still advisable to make sure that you're wearing a mask, etc. We do need to ensure that we stay vigilant, kind of everybody at all times. I think the county right now is just about 40% of those that can be vaccinated have gotten at least the first dose, and over 25% have gotten both doses. So we're getting close to that 50% number. And we started doing some home visits. We had about 150 doses of the Johnson & Johnson single dose vaccine that the public health department has gone out to folks that are not able to travel, can't move, and we're actually going out to some of the nursing homes, et cetera, and doing vaccinations on site so that everyone that wants to can take advantage of those programs. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Todd. John, town of Mendon, how are we doing there?
Good, Chris. Thanks as always for having us. I know Mayor Milne is an end at this point in time, but we are proceeding with plans for Memorial Day, having the parades both in Hamlin and Mendon and the Village of Honeoye Falls. So we coordinated that with the Legion. We are proceeding. We're turning in our permit for to have the parades. Hopefully, won't see any big spikes in COVID, and we'll be able to continue. Also, we have a public hearing on the 12th of April regarding Spectrum. Our contract is up with them for cable TV. They have explained to me that this contract does not include internet, apparently. So we'll be proceeding there. Also, we've had more information with the American Rescue Plan Act, getting information a little bit at a time. We're still waiting for direction from U.S. Treasury. However, it does look like the town will be receiving some funds, and looks like there'll be some limits on what those types of things could be used for. We're proceeding with some, dressing up the hamlet with, just like we do every year, with flags, flowers, the banners for the local servicemen and women. We will be putting those up probably in early May. So the only other thing I'd like to mention is that we have a lot of telephone poles that are being replaced. And when I say telephone poles, I probably should say utility poles, because the utilities are replacing them throughout the town in many locations. As I understand it, the procedure for this is the last utility to take their wires off the old pole. They're responsible for taking down the old pole, and apparently Frontier has been lax in taking down the poles because they're usually the last ones to move over to the new poles. So we're going to try to work with them to get those older poles removed as this proceeds. Also, we have a water line being replaced on Chamberlain Road. That is not an extension, but it is a replacement. The Water Authority has farmed that out to a contractor because they've had so many breaks. after a while, it's more cost effective for them to replace the water line than keep fixing the same breaks over and over again. We had a similar situation on Cheese Factory Road a couple of years ago. So that pretty much brings us up to date. Our snow fences should be all down by today, and we're hoping for some good weather going forward. Thank you.
Yes, we all are. Mike, the town of Lima, what's cooking there?
Well, happy Easter to all. This past Wednesday, there was a special meeting of the Joint Planning Board, and the development of the old Save-A-Lot building was allowed to proceed. The main tenant there is expected to be a brand new Family Dollar, and we should be seeing parking lot improvements and facade changes as things go through. Livingston County is opening up another Dream-A-Vate competition. The information sessions for this, if you're considering opening a new business in Livingston County, start on April 5th. They're Zoom sessions. And this is the same competition that awarded Johnny B's over $20,000 as a startup so that they could have a little bit of extra cash for kitchen equipment, et cetera. You can find the information for that on growlivco.com, growlivco.com, and sign up to go to the information session and see if that's something that you want to do. It is a commitment to evening classes and things like that to develop your business plan and such to go through the competition. There is still time to sign the online petition for safety changes for the intersection of 5 and 20, where it hits Bragg and Doran. The information is on the town website. And so, if you are pure of heart and you're brave of stature, consider carefully a journey through that intersection, for what awaits you is Pinosaurus Rex. Pinosaurus Rex is a 30-foot example of modern folk art born of the frustration in the crucible of COVID. Be sure to keep your arms inside your car and your windows rolled up tight, because Pinosaurus Rex has an insatiable coniferous hunger, and if you get too close, you might be his next snack. It is just a mile or so down Doran Road from 5 and 20. Just be careful driving through the intersection, and you will see this wonder of nature. Happy Easter, everybody.
Happy Easter, Mike. Happy Easter, everybody else. And happy Easter, all of our listeners. Anybody have anything else to say before we call it a day? No? I want to go see Pinosaurus Rex or whatever it is that you called it. All right. Bye-bye for now, folks. Happy Easter. We'll see you next week.
Take care. Happy Easter.
Imagine yourself communicating with a difference. Pan-Dimensional Solutions helps you do this. Whether live spectator events, taped broadcasts, or real-time audience-engaging programs, you can benefit immediately from the tools Pan-Dimensional Solutions will share with you. Do you want to make a difference? Contact us at pandimensional.com.